Hello, welcome everybody. Let's jump into our first game of this best of 3. At the top left, on Alterzine. Okay, the music was just quiet. On the bottom left, or top left, who said bottom? It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Top left of Alterzine, Stronghold, Tatter Edition. Sorry, I'd like to publicly apologize for that joke. Will be Anwis. At the bottom right, teal, not blue, teal steel, will be Aeis. Both of these players have battled through the brackets, made their way to the semis, and we'll see what these players want to do to each other now, as we're going to see, I believe this is our second TVP. Now, TVP, an interesting, very interesting, well, almost as interesting as this particular matchup is the map that we're dealing with here. We've got our ramp. It is small. It is blockable by a simple force field. Rangeable. But over here to the right of our main is an in-base base called the Natural, which we can grab extremely fast if we have confidence that our opponent isn't going to do something absolutely crazy. Both players actually going to scout at just about the same time, one after their pylon, one after their supply depot. And they're actually going to hold hands as they make their way into the top right base, which, despite what happens, despite the timing of these scouts, they're going to scout each other at just about the exact same time, which is actually quite cute, quite funny, and extremely fast expansion going down here from Anwis. Anwis being quite the macro player, I must say. I'm very impressed with Anwis's macro vision, his macro direction, sort of speak. On the other side of the world, though, Aeis. What is he up to? We do have double gases, two guys on each gas, which can only mean funny business. It's not maximum gas saturation. It could mean he can get his, he has the option of many different, and wow, going balls to the wall to take out that SCV. That SCV will not go home. And we got a proxy pylon going down here, and with that SCV killed, Anwis cannot be convinced that there's nothing shady going on over here. Now, Anwis was able to scout the double gases going down. He was also able to scout that only 2 guys on gas. He didn't see any particular chrono boost on either one of these buildings. He did see some saved up chrono boost. Now, that could just as easily be for the Nexus, and one of those are going to be for the Nexus about the same time. We've got a starport going down over here, and what a position it is. But if Anwis is able to capture the LabBot 1-6, he's going to get all the information he's ever wanted. We do have a bunker going down right at the ramp here, and with 1 Rax, right now we don't have any production of Marines, and this might be brutal as we continue to tech forward into the factory. Second gas is being taken here. Anwis, I feel like he doesn't know. We haven't set out a second. Well, we have set out a second scout. The second scout is scouted the Natural. Now, the timing of the Natural may or may not be enough time for Anwis to figure out that there's some proxy tech going on around here. We only have 2 pylons in the main, which means the 3rd pylon is somewhere else. I think Anwis is going to sniff this out. We do have 2 Marines out on the map, and the first Oracle moves out at 6 minutes, moving out across the map. I think that was about 6 minutes 20 seconds. This isn't the fastest possible Oracle, but it is going to be a very fast Oracle. Taking a lot of hull damage, actually. Initially moving into the base here is going to be annoying. It's going to force these SCVs from running away from the mineral line here. May be able to take out at least 1 or 2 more SCVs as he makes his way scouting around. He's going to be able to most likely scout that natural going down. Not sure what the Marines just shot at. Might have been the something good. Alright, so quite an opener here. This is more of a macro starport than a macro oracle than a proxy oracle all in. And at the same time, we've got a total of 3 gates now finishing up here, which is going to allow him to defend any kind of a lot of counterattack options. But we're making a very standard walk down the tech tree here. We've got 1 racks, we've got 1 factory, we've got 1 starport, we've got a tech lab going on to the factory actually instead of the reactor. We could see a switcheroo, but I feel like that's less common. 1 Viking out on the map is going to force this Oracle to do something. And the time that it takes for this Viking to power down that already injured Oracle is plenty of time for Anwis, as he only, I think he only lost about 4 SCVs due to that. Right now we're looking at 35 harvesters to 41 probes. So Aeis does have an advantage when it comes to the workers, but that's it probably evens out pretty well if we look into the mule count as well. 2 base saturation is now official for Aeis, and we are seeing this Colossus tech going down as well as double forges. I always love to see double forges. Double forges were the proverbial tits back in the Wings of Liberty days, and I feel like I'm seeing them. I feel like double forges never really left. I feel like they've been here the whole time. I just haven't noticed it as much. Our second factory going down. Is that a second factory? That's not a second factory. That's not a second factory. 2 additional racks is going down here as the 3rd expansion for Anwis is just about to finish up here. And we have a very small army here, but it looks like it's going to be more than enough to deal with Aeis' army, as Aeis' army isn't moving across the map. No more use for this starport, and this probe waking up, gonna hide in case Anwis does go searching for it. The observer is going to be the eyes of Aeis. So he moves across the map and tries to figure out where he wants to go from here. If he wants to add on additional gates, or if he's sure he wants to take this 3rd. Now this probe is going to hang out at the 3rd of Anwis's, but once Aeis does see that this 3rd is taken, the command center is done. The command center is down. It's not too late, but in a way it is a late way to scout that 3rd. Oh buddy, we got some units moving out here with the first 2 medevacs. These units could either move forward to put on some aggression, but it looks like they're moving out forward to be more of a safety precaution, as he does want to take this 3rd. And this, I hate this observer. I don't want this observer to ever follow these units, because Anderson's going to see this a mile away. I wonder if he will try to use that information to his advantage, and he's actually not. He's going to send right in the face of Aeis. He is going to send one of these medevacs out across the field to put on some harassment here. Will he use the 2nd medevac? As 2 more medevacs join up for the army here. We got 3 base saturation well on its way for our Terran player. It's going to take a little bit more time though for this Protoss player to do the same. And though we do have 59 to 58 harvesters, theoretically they got just about the same harvesters, which means they have just about the same economic stance in this game here. Double proxy or double prong attacks going on here. 1 medevac is going to meet a small brigade of 3 stalkers as well as 2 medevacs. Now, I mean 2 cannons. These cannons are actually going to kind of block these stalkers to getting in the position that they want to. If this medevac does go way over to the corner of the map at the same time, it's going to be a very nice defense here. It looks like that's exactly what he's doing, as the 2nd medevac moving across the map to harass the main, I believe. Oh, 1 more hit, and that medevac was down. He was able to take most of those Marines. I mean, most of those units. 1 Marine over here checking out. Keep an eye on the 4th, saying, I'll let you guys know. And wow, 3 stalkers ready raring and ready to go. Now, Aeis may have noticed from last game just how much dropping was going on there, and figured that if I don't see anything going out across the middle of the map, there may be two medevacs moving out across the corners of the maps on their way to my home turf. Alright, this Viking count is getting dangerously high here. Anwis looking like he might want to move out across the map pretty soon. This Viking count is looking dangerous, as the Colossus count it looks scary, but at the same time there's really not that much on the ground to complement it here. Right now we're at this awkward phase where we have 2 Colossus. We're just about to finish up Storm Tech. We have 3 High Templars, technically 3 Storms in the bank. We're taking our 4th, and this army a little scary because we really don't have that many just bare bone ground units to be the bulk of it. This Marine just staying on the edge. So he's apparently patrolling on the edge. I want to see the vision. Yeah, he sees it. he sees it. He allows it. It's kind of scary. A little blink going on, being a little cute there. As we do have the proxy pylons moving out. Proxy pylons, a clear sign, or at least a big indicator that if Ace was to attack now, he would have the opportunity to have reinforcements right at the battlefield. But this army is looks like it's almost gonna see this pylon. This pylon is just right in the way of either players if they did want to move forward here. 4th Nexus down, 4th command center on its way. This game, unlike last game, Ace gonna have his expansion a little faster than his opponents here. And it looks like that awkward moment is weaning further and further as we have our 5th Colossus out on the ground, more gateway units, more zealots to make sure that these Colossus don't just get pummeled here. But the thing is, zealots can't shoot up. We've got 6 Vikings exactly to the T targeting these Colossus. Here comes the big attack, and suddenly there's no ground units for these robo units, and the Colossus are all going to go down on their retreat. This poor sentry couldn't have saved it, no matter how many force fields he had in the bank. And Ace running on home, but he does have some High Templars here, which with the scan, Anwis is going to be able to see the split of the High Templars. Now we don't have any ghosts in the bank here. So Anwis is going to have to power down these High Templars the good old-fashioned way. Anwis going directly for that 4th expansion, and if he can take this out, he's going to be in a very comfy position moving on forward here. This is just tempting, telling Ace, and this is kind of showing a weakness of Ace right now. Ace does not have the confidence to move forward, and of course he shouldn't, because he doesn't have that many units on the ground here. He does have a healthy amount of storms. He has probably 1 storm per each High Templar. He has 1 Colossus. 3rd Colossus just moving out, and just about now he could probably start dealing with this army. More and more zealots getting warped in. We have 1 stalker here, and this Terran army doesn't look so scary all of a sudden, but Ace taking very passive route to this engagement, or to this aggression. Oh, the ghosts find their way into the battle. The ghosts have been rallied and have met up with the army, and suddenly a big split going down here as Anwis anticipates a big engagement going down here. Now these High Templars are stacked up. 1 storm goes down before those High Templars are out of energy because they are EMP'd, forced to go into their little Archon shell. Round of zealots may be enough to clean this up for now, but at the same time, the Colossus count currently at 0. Stalkers blinking out forward, trying to clean this up. These zealots Really gonna be the lifesaver if Ace is able to survive this. But suddenly we only have Marauders versus Stalkers, and that's not a good day. I think this is gonna look really bad. This is looking really scary. 3 Archons total on the ground here, but these Marauders are able to walk away and do a lot of kiting. These Marauders could theoretically kite these Archons for a long time, and also take minimal damage from those Zealots. Anwis getting that win.